Hello and welcome to 18WJTS in.form. Well, you want a summer full of art? How about joining the Jasper Arts program, as they've got many programs coming up, first of which is Chalk Walk. And joining us in the studio is Kyle Rupert. Kyle is the Executive Director for the Jasper Arts Commission?
Correct, Jasper Community Arts.
Community Arts. Yep. Now, Kyle, people know the Jasper Community Arts for performances, they know it for classes you offer, they know you for Chalk Walk, they know you for art in the Crimp Gallery, but today we're going to talk about Chalk Walk and ARTventures.
Correct.
Let's start with Chalk Walk. Okay. When is the date and where is it?
So our 15th annual Chalk Walk Arts Festival will be Saturday, June 2nd, from 8 to 3 p.m. on the square in downtown Jasper.
Okay. Now, you do want people to pre-register to get their space,
Correct.
So to speak.
Yeah, so we always encourage people to register in advance. There are a finite number of spaces, sidewalk squares around the square. We do take registrations the day of, but we always, to guarantee your space or multiple spaces, it's always best to register ahead of time.
Okay. Now, can I say I would like the space in front of such and such store?
No, so the way that works is once you register, you're confirmed a space. Okay. And then the day of the event, when you come to sign in, that's when you get your goodie bag and your chalk, and then you're able to go and pick whatever space you like that's available. So really it's a first come, first serve, stake in the ground kind of thing from that point.
So I should set up a tent on the square?
Yeah.
Okay.
Camp out ahead of time.
Well,
yeah.
and maybe I got ahead of myself. These are squares that people draw chalk art on.
Correct.
And so it can be elementary or it can be really an artist.
Absolutely.
Explain that part to me.
Yeah, so we have a wide range of participants from 3, 4, 5-year-olds who are just drawing like they maybe would on a driveway, just for fun, and all the way up to artists of all ages who are just, sometimes it's mind-blowing what they're able to do with chalk on the sidewalk. So there's all kinds of talents on display. Some people just having fun, some people doing it as an expression of their artistic abilities, but it's just a great time for everybody.
How much is a space?
So registration is $12. That includes the square, the chalk, the goodie bag that features a lot of items from local businesses, and you can purchase additional spaces. Those are $5. Each additional space is $5, but the first space is included in the registration cost.
And you say they get a chalk. What do they get, like 4 basic colors, or I guess
No,
3 primary colors? What do you get?
It's a box with a lot of colors.
Really?
It's a pretty wide assortment of chalk that they get for that registration.
And they get to take that home when they're done. They
That's
can
theirs to
continue
keep.
their artwork in
Absolutely.
their driveway if they want.
Absolutely. That is theirs to keep.
And the thing to point out is a lot of us think of kids using chalk to draw on the sidewalk at home or on the driveway at home, but really, adults, you probably have more adults doing this than you do kids?
It's probably, depending on where we draw the line at adult, it's probably fairly even. Well, because there are a lot of teenagers and a lot of young professionals and a lot of older folks that come and draw on the sidewalk as well. And it has a lot of the same vibe as drawing on your driveway at home, but what's really nice about it is that it's really an event. The whole community comes down during and after. We have people who walk around the square afterward that see it. Depending on the weather, these will stay up. I think last year's drawings, a lot of them stayed up for a few weeks because we had a bit of a dry spell. So it's kind of neat to put your artwork or your drawings on display for the community. And there are food booths, there's an arts market, there are informational booths from other organizations in the area. So it's a little bit more than just drawing on the driveway. So we encourage people to come and check out everything that's down there.
It starts at what time? What time do people
8
come
a.m.
in? Okay, 8 a.m. Do they have to have the drawings done by a certain time? Is there a...
The event ends at 3.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's when the barricades come off the street and
So
traffic.
you want to be done by then?
We try to make sure that everyone's out by 3. Not that anyone draws on the street, but it's just for safety's sake. We don't want cars driving around while people are drawing on the sidewalk and walking around to the booths and stuff.
I'd imagine you get 2 kinds of artists that are there. Some that just show up and they're just freewheeling. They just, whatever strikes them at that moment, that's what they draw. And I'll bet you've got people who have who are maybe now designing what their layout is going to be, and maybe have pre-drawn what they're going to do. Is that?
Oh yeah, if you walk around during the event, you'll see people who have whether it's a photograph or if it's an image they printed off online that they're trying to replicate, or a drawing they've had on a sketch pad. It blows my mind every year how different and how unique all of the different squares end up looking.
What always amazes me is the people who are able to make things look three-dimensional, that you feel like if you actually step on that square, you're going to fall through a hole or something.
Yeah. We've had a few of those throughout the years. I always look forward to seeing those. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned you're going to have an art market, and there's going to be vendors. If somebody is wanting to be a vendor or has artwork that they would like to sell or display, can they do that?
They can.
How do they do that? That'd be a vendor.
Yeah, they would call us at the Jasper Arts Center. The number is 812-482-3070. We'll connect them with Karina Mack, who is our program coordinator, and she leads the Chalk Walk Arts Festival, and she'll get all the relevant information out to them as far as where they would set up, the cost of setting up, all that information.
Obviously, you'd like people to pre-register if they can, because you do have a limited number of squares.
Correct.
But is it possible somebody could just on Saturday morning, June 2nd, wake up at 7:30 and go, hey, I think I'm going to go draw chalk on it?
Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, anytime between 8 and 3. Oh. Yeah, we have people who do come in the afternoon, 1, 2 o'clock, and they decide, you know what, they either didn't know it was happening and they show up like, oh, what's this? And then we explain it and then they register right then and there. So that's definitely possible. If you don't get it in ahead of time, you can show up the day of, anytime while we're there, and get a square and go at it.
Now, the sidewalk that is covered is around the square, obviously, the whole square. Do you
Correct.
go down the sides at all?
Yes. So anything that's considered that downtown square area, so the main part around the courthouse and then down a block in each direction, with the exception, we try to stay away of the section that feeds directly into Newton and 6th.
Okay.
But down towards 5th, at the corner where Matrix is at, down towards there, the other direction going north, and then down towards the post office.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, it's a blast.
So folks that want to do that, they need to contact you now, and they can even just contact to get information. People may have questions about how big is my space. You know, some people really, I'm sure, think about this. They want to know. Do you know what the space of the square is, or is
I
that
haven't measured it, so
okay.
I'm sure with when the sidewalk was put in, there's probably some variation to the size. But they can also register online this year.
Okay.
So we have a new site, jasperarts.corsizio.com, or they can go to jasperarts.org and find more information. Or our Facebook page, Jasper Community Arts, is probably the quickest way. And that'll link them to where they can register and pay online, should they be so inclined. Otherwise, they can just call us or stop in.
If they've registered, can they pay that morning, or do they pay when they register?
Pay when they register, correct.
Right. So be ready for that. Yeah. Now let's talk about things that'll be going on this summer. You offer art classes.
Correct. So 3 times during the year we have seasonal art classes. In the summer we call it our ARTventures series. This is a larger range of classes, and it has something for anybody of any age, and any experience level, and any discipline that they might be interested in.
So what are some of the disciplines?
Well, so we've got clay, we've got beginning clay. If you ever wanted to throw clay on a wheel and you've never done it before, that's a great class. That's really popular. If you've done it for a while, we also have an intermediate or advanced class. We have classes on guitar. We have classes on working with 3D materials, painting, drawing. Another popular one is drawing trees with trees. So we have an artist locally that takes the class. They pick up twigs, branches, whatever it may be, and they use those trees to draw trees. And it's a really neat, down to earth type of experience. But we have all kinds of classes.
And since these are classes, some might be morning, some might be afternoon, some might be, I don't know, weekends, whatever. But I guess the best way to do is to pick up one of these orange
Correct.
Listings of all the different, because there is a lot of classes and a lot of different times. And obviously there's going to be a charge because there's a lot of materials that are involved in this.
Correct.
What do they need to do if they're interested in ARTventures?
So I would encourage anybody interested in ARTventures would be to pick up one of these brochures. They are available at the Jasper Arts Center. They're also available at Jasper City Hall. And it's got all the class information in there. All of the fees for the classes include all the materials required. So everything's included in the fee. They just need to fill that out, and they can drop it off at the Jasper Arts Center in person, or they can mail the form and the payment information to us at the Jasper Arts Center.
So is there like an oil painting class or acrylic painting or something?
There's so many that
drawing.
It's really hard to keep them all up, but I believe that there is.
So if it was, let's say that there is a painting class of some sort, that includes the price that I pay, includes the canvas, the paint, the brush that I get to use.
Absolutely.
And all of that. Oh,
all
okay,
that,
so it's all inclusive.
It's all inclusive now, yeah. They used to be separate, but if it's required for the class, and you're going to have to pay it anyway, we might as well just make it all inclusive. So it's not multiple, it's just one price, includes everything you need. There are some that say, you know, bring clothes you don't mind getting dirty, that kind of thing. We don't provide that, but as far as the materials needed for the art class itself, it's all included in the fee.
Okay, and they need to obviously register ahead because I'm sure that since these are classes, and these are classes with an instructor who will say, this is how you do this, this is the way you go, that you're going to be limited in space on some of these.
Correct.
And some of them probably sell out.
And they do, very quickly. The clay classes in particular always go really quickly. But yes, register in advance. The spots, they're not nearly as numerous as the squares for Chalk Walk.
Right.
So they do fill up quickly. We try to keep the classes small so you get a lot of one-on-one instruction. And in addition to the forms, those are also available online through our Facebook page as well to register in advance. Now these particular classes, if you do register online, you don't have to pay at the time of registration. We will follow up for payment information. But I do encourage everyone who's interested to sign up as soon as possible before they fill up.
And I would assume that you are going to have a booth at the Chalk Walk, and there would be information like this available.
Well, since we are all of the staff is working the Chalk Walk, you can ask any staff member about ARTventures and where to sign up. Okay. And we will likely have a lot of these there as well for people to sign up.
Okay, perfect. Well, Kyle, anything else you'd like to add?
Just I hope to see a whole lot of people out there on June 2nd.
And like they say at Jasper Arts, make art part of your life. So it doesn't matter if you want to learn how to play guitar, or if you want to learn how to paint, or if you've never thrown clay, or if you're really good with chalk and you want to draw on the sidewalk, which is cool, please contact the Jasper Arts Center.
Absolutely.
Kyle, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for watching WJTS Inform. We are local people watching local people.